just because you want to perform music, just because you want to do that, it doesn't mean it has to be your full-time job. So at Windward Community College, we offer 2 certificates. One certificate is in Hawaiian music performance, and the other one is in general music. And both of our certificates are performance-based, meaning our focus of our program is creating people who want to work as performers, as sound engineers, but largely it's with the live music scene. And I'll talk more about that later on, how we try to get them not only to learn performance, but put them in positions to work as musicians. And not just, we don't want to create taxi cab drivers who can sing. We want to create people that are able to work as musicians. So we have created a model of work preparation. So everything in our program is built to try to help all of our students be more prepared to work in their field of choice, whether that be as a live music performer. So there's performance, there's studio musicians, there are recording engineers. Although we don't have an engineering program, I do have someone coming in to teach digital music for those people that want to create EDM music or electronic music. Kapena Di Lima from the group Kapena is going to be teaching at our college in the spring semester, the digital music class. So our whole program is about creating work preparation. And one of the things we've done in our program is every one of our teachers in our music program doesn't just teach music, but we all perform music as well in different aspects. So I've been performing music professionally now for 22 years. I started playing music professionally when I was 14 years old and all around town in Waikiki. And within that experience, I'm able to really help guide my students who are interested in performing Hawaiian music, jazz music, any of those types of local instrumentation. I'm able to guide them. Our piano teacher at the campus, she is the pianist for percussionist for the Royal Hawaiian Band. So we also have opportunities for those who do band. She has an in with them. So we created a network for people that want to work. She also has worked with the Honolulu Symphony. The person this semester who's teaching our Intro to Music Literature is an arranger for the Honolulu Symphony. He's also helped set up not the Honolulu Symphony anymore, Hawaii Symphony. Our voice teacher sings for the Hawaii Opera Theater. We have Frank Hewitt, who's teaching a song on how Hawaiian music and composition, how that works with hula, how you put the two together. And then Kapena Di Lima, who will be teaching our EDM class, is also a professional musician and engineer. So here's the things that we focus on. We focus on practical skills. So all of our instrument classes will teach you how to be a better musician. We work on musicianship. And really what I've tried to do within our program is cut out a lot of the fluff, the things that we don't need in order to be professionals. We discuss the functions of music. In other words, how music can be a tool of empowerment, how we can use music for civic engagement. So in my classes, we cover song composition. So my students write music in my classes, and we guide through that, and we show them how writing music can be an empowering experience. We create work opportunities, and our program is focused on students. So one of the things that I really have tried to focus in our program is that everything in our program, everything that our music program does is supposed to be for the benefit of our students. And if it's not for the benefit of our students, I try to clean those things out. Everything that we do is supposed to help them to improve in musicianship, help them improve in ability to work or work opportunities. And it really is, they call it authentic learning, where the students are engaged in creating the curriculum. So in our piano classes, you a lot of times will choose the songs you want to learn, the style that you want to learn. and the teacher will work in the practical skills within the things that you're interested in learning. And it's the same with my classes as well. So even though in my classes we might be learning Hawaiian music, I will also teach my students applicability of the stuff that we're learning in Hawaiian music. We'll go over music theory, and we'll cover that throughout all of the course, things that can be applied across the board. Some of you may be familiar with the quote, if you teach a man to fish, he eats for a day, or give a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. I relate that to music. If I teach you a song, you know a song. If I teach you how that song was made and the theory behind the music, then you can play any song you want and you can create whatever music you want. So that's how we approach our music instruction here, is we use the music, or the songs that we teach are the tool to teach you music and not the other way around. So the songs are really just the tool, and we break it down to show you the applications across the board within the music. So one of the things that I really encourage is community involvement. So we have had Kanikapila events. Due to COVID, some of them this semester have been canceled. Robert Casimiro was going to be a guest artist. We're still trying to work out what that's going to look like this upcoming semester. Natalie Aikoma was also supposed to be a guest artist in the spring, this past spring. And we're working on what that's going to look like. Typically what we did was we brought in these artists before, and they would perform with our students and the community, and we'd involve the community in the learning, and everyone would get music and play along with the artist. So this is kind of what this event looked like. I'm just going to play a short clip of this. I'm not going to play all 10 minutes.
Respect, consideration for this place, this land, this giver of life, this place that houses us, that helps us to develop. And when people write songs like that, it's not in just observation. You're not just saying, oh, I happened to see a mountain as I passed by it. If it's aloha, if it's ku'o, it's something that you have personal information with, yeah? You know when the rain is coming. You know what it smells like after the rain. You know perhaps how cold the water is in a river if you go there. You know what the lo'i feels like if you walk through it. So this idea of writing songs, many of these songs that have these kinds of terms, ku'ohome, ku'aina, all come with that sense of attachment. Yeah, it's you belong there. Your spirit feels something special, connected to the place that you're talking about. So many songs.
So that was just a small example of when we had Jerry Santos come, and he was talking about his song Ku'uhome o Kahalu'u. And I play with Jerry Santos, so I was able to invite him to speak. And at this particular event, we had about 165 people show up to this Kanikapila event. And everyone gets sheet music, and they learn how they play along, and they get to ask questions of these really reputable entertainers. We are planning on having Robert Casimiro this coming semester, although the Kanikapila will be structured differently. I'm not sure if we're going to have to do it online, how we're going to do it, but I will figure it out, and it's going to be cool. And hopefully any of you that are interested will join us in that. We also had Josh Tatofi perform with our students. Here's a short clip of that.
Next question. What gets me writing a song is, nothing fits songwriting more than what you're feeling. I find it hard trying to write about stuff that I'm not going through or been through. That's kind of hard. It's like trying to tell someone how to drive a Lamborghini when I never drove one in my life.
Fast, that's how you drive it. Fast.
Oh yeah, Lamborghini. Yeah, never did. But writing from a place that you've been through or is going through, I feel like is just the best place to write from, especially because you won't be.
So what I try to do is I try to connect our students to people in the industry, so that they start viewing these people like Josh Tatofi, not as like, oh my gosh, that's Josh Tatofi. but they start viewing people within the industry as a community, as our network, as people that we can go to ask questions about, hey, when you write music, what are you thinking of? So we got two different perspectives, one from Jerry Santos, one from Josh Totofi. And these are really rich experiences. This is the way that I learned music. I learned from playing with everybody. Dennis Paval, Lerika Apana, Henry Capono, you name it. When I was younger learning, I played with all these people. Willie K. This is how we learn, is through this kind of engagement. This is how we connect to our music on a deeper level. So I also invite these people to come speak specifically to our classes. This is Diana Aki. She was known as Songbird of Miloli'i. The beautiful thing about this particular experience, the picture that you're looking at, Auntie Diana came and spoke to our class in November, and we filmed this, and it's on YouTube on Windward Community College's page. And she actually passed away 2 months later. And what an experience for my students to be able to have Diana Aki, who won numerous Hoku Awards, has been around and such a master of Hawaiian music, share with them. And I think that was an experience that they took with them for a long time. We had George Kuhl, Frank Hewitt, who's also teaching a class, Hula Master Kawai Kapu. He's teaching this coming semester at Windward. It's an online class. So if you're in the community college system, you don't even have to have Windward as your home campus. You're able to take this class from him. It's called Mele Mo'olelo in Motion. He talks about the songs that he's written, the stories that go up with them, and how the motions and the stories and the words all connect. It's going to be a really fascinating class. It would be great if you take it. Right now, it's listed as TBA as the instructor. It's Music 296 at Windward Community College, and it's an online course. This is with Cody Pueo Pata. He came and spoke to another class. Kuana Torres Kahele came and spoke to my Hawaiian ensemble course about his process, and he played with them. So how do we get our musicians to work? That's the key within this program. One of the things that we really focus on is, like I said, networking. I'm in the process of creating a panel of people for those who are in our Hawaiian music certificate programs or our general music programs. We have a panel who's going to come and see our students perform, or whether it's virtual or not. And they are going to give those students in our certificate program feedback. And these people will be professional musicians, people in the industry, people who hire musicians, people in the hotel industry. And the kind of feedback they're going to give my students are, one, what things were good. They're going to talk to them about what things would make them more hireable, about repertoire, about the things that they're looking for in their businesses. Another thing I'm working on is creating a way for the students in our certificate program to receive gigs through our music program, meaning I'm working on creating a way that people can contact me as the music professor and ask if I have people who say can play at a baby luau, who can play at a hotel, who can play for a specific thing, and then I'll direct them to students who might be ready for that. So really it's about me finding these networks and creating these opportunities for students to work and actually be paid to play music and get experience under their belt. I just wrote a Polynesian music course. The intention of that course is I'm in the process of talking to different luau companies about teaching their repertoire, meaning, so let's say we have Malu Productions, PCC, Tihatis. I'm going to be talking to them about the possibility of teaching their repertoire so that if their companies need musicians, once again, our campus at Windward Community College will become a place where they can reach out to me and they can say, do you have anyone who can play our repertoire? And I can say, yeah, actually these students learned your songs, they're hireable, they're ready, and we become valuable to them because they no longer have to pay for their training or give them the training. Our school will be the ones to train them for those opportunities. We also will be having in the spring, Hanale Ka'anapu, who runs Haka Entertainment. He's a sound engineer. He does all the huge concerts around Hawaii. When Eminem comes, he did the stage sound. When Snoop Dogg came, he did the sound. when all these different people came, he was the one that did the sound. He does all the concerts at the Bishop Museum, pretty much the big Hawaiian music concerts and national concerts that are done here. He's involved with the sound. So he's going to be teaching these classes with the idea that when the courses are done, there is the possibility for work placement. So let's say performance isn't for you, and we decide maybe you're not going to be performing music professionally, but you love the music industry. There'll be an opportunity for you to do sound, maybe with him. So that's another way that we are doing that. So this is an example of our students who wrote a song this semester. This song, we teach them to be artists. This student wrote this song called Throw a Shaka, Not a Fist, and it was featured on the news. I'm just going to give a real brief of the song. So this was just last week, it was on the news. And I'll just let you hear kind of what he did this semester.
He says he is deeply disturbed by the recent wave of violent crimes on Oahu.
A man is in police custody tonight after a stabbing in Kaneohe this morning.
So we did this.
Witnesses say they saw the 39-year-old repeatedly stab his girlfriend during an argument outside Times Supermarket.
For his song.
Randomly attacked a woman in broad daylight at Ala Moana Beach remains at large.
Back here on Oahu, police are investigating a body that was found on the Windward side of the island.
I can't believe what's going on to my home that I love.
He wrote this song about the rise of violence in Hawaii. Obviously, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Just put them down and throw your shakas up high. When will this hatred come to an end?
So this is the first song he ever wrote. He had never written a song. We guided him through it. We scaffolded it. We guided him through how to write a song. And the exposure he got too was also that this song was featured on the news, and not only was his song featured, but his message, which was throw a shaka, not a fist, that there's too much violence going on in the world. So yes, these are the things that we have. Sound tech programs. We do have a recording studio on campus, which our students are able to use and practice recording in the studio for free. Meaning we have a person on campus who is our recording engineer. They can come in and practice recording their songs. I have students who have come to our library who are in my classes. If they're in my classes, they're able to schedule times in the recording studio and practice recording there. So our program focuses on performance, not so much engineering, but on those who want to do music as performance. Eventually, we're going to get to where we do, where we teach students how to record, and we're bringing Kapena Dilima on board to teach those. So those are the things we work on. Our Hawaiian music certificate, here is the link to it. I don't know if I can copy it and paste it. Oh, I can't. But if you go on Windward Community College's homepage and click on it, and then search Hawaiian music or music certificates, click on music, and then the two certificates will pop up. You can look at what is required. For example, this semester, we're doing a lot of performance classes. Next semester, I'm teaching music theory or basic music theory for students who are interested in learning music theory. I'm going to be teaching, once again, our performance courses. And we're going to have our digital music courses as well as sound engineering. So yeah, that's our program in a nutshell. And now I will open up to any questions. I think we have 6 minutes for questions, which was, I think, the timeline that we kind of wanted was 5 minutes. And if you can't think of your questions now, that is my email. But go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Kamuela, I got a question for you.
Yep.
So a lot of students are interested in becoming a musician or even like going into the business of music.
Right.
What distinguishes Windward Community College's program in music as opposed to maybe going to study at Honolulu Community College and their Hawaiian music program?
Right. So one, our focus is on performance. A lot of the Honolulu Community College, from what I get, their Mele program and such, a lot of it is focused on the business side and the like recording. Yeah. Although they do have performance classes like us, ours focuses primarily on, right now is focusing primarily on those who want to do music as performance. So all of our classes are centered on making sure that if you want to perform music, we are preparing you to work as musicians. And the cool thing about our program is we are not a music major, meaning we are a music certificate, meaning you can major. So this would ease a lot of your parents' minds who might be saying, you know what, I don't like you major in music. What you gonna do with your music major? Yeah. If you want to perform and if you want to teach music, let's say, at a high school, then you have to be a music major, music ed. But if you want to perform and that's your passion, you get a music certificate, which also gives you some credence. You know, on your resume, you can say, I got a music certificate. You show that you actually got a certificate of achievement. What you can do is in our music program, it allows you, because it's just a certificate program, that you can go and major in business. You can major in whatever maybe your parents want you to major in still, and just have ours be a supplemental certificate that you take with you as well. So students graduate with a liberal arts and they graduate also with our music certificate. So they can go on to UH Manoa and get whatever degree they want, but still have this core of music that will help them to work as performers, that they don't necessarily, because really, truthfully, a music degree is really used if you want to, if you want to go into arranging and composing, then maybe that's like orchestration, then you would want to get a music degree. Or if you want to teach music at the high school or college or elementary, you don't even need to teach. You don't need a music certificate degree to teach music at the early level. So this is great for people that want to perform and maybe do another career, but they want to keep music as a supplementary income, meaning you can be whatever you want to be in your day job, and maybe music becomes like Brian Tolentino spoke to one of my classes. He worked for the post office, but this would prepare you to be a performer as well. And we go over contracts, we go over booking, we go over all that type of stuff, work for hires when it comes to recording. So I think that's what our focus is on, is preparing you to work as performers in the field. Any other questions?
Yep. What would you say to a student who is interested in Hawaiian music, interested in playing Hawaiian music, but as the music programs in the DOE have gone away, systemically, maybe don't play an instrument and don't have any experience playing instruments?
Yep. So what I would say to them is, if you love music, you are going to be okay. Because this is what really is, what we learn is called the connected curriculum. A student will achieve at greater lengths. They'll be more, they'll perform more rigor in their education if they are passionate or interested in something. So if you love music, you will be okay. The learning curve is really fast. I fell in love with ukulele when I was 12 years old, and by 14 I was playing professionally in 2 years, and I could play any song already. And I've implemented that kind of method of instruction into my teaching approach. But there's a lot of ways to work within music that isn't performance. One, you can sing. We had Amy Hanaiali'i as a guest artist in my class yesterday. She's a lead singer. She doesn't play her instrument, so we have those who sing. But we also have pathways within our music program that if you want to be a sound engineer, love music, maybe you're not ready to perform, maybe start in the sound engineering pathway until you're ready to perform. Yeah. So there's pathways for everyone that loves music. There's a way to work in the music industry. If you love accounting, you can do music accounting. There's music law. There's music, pathways that are kind of everywhere.
All right, guys, we're nearing the end of our presentation right now.
Thank you all for joining me today. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys at Windward. It'd be wonderful.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha.